Hi there, Sagittarius Collective. How you doing? This is going to be a reading for the Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements, as well as anywhere you might have Sagittarius dominant in your chart. This could be your North Node. It could be over maybe your seventh house, which is the relationship house. It could be over your first house, which is how you're showing up in the world. So let's go ahead and get into this reading. The first thing we're going to look at is the energies that you're dealing with. First week of February, which could also carry out throughout the whole month of February. So we shall see. We know that time is fluid, especially in tarot. There's no actual like deadlines or specific timing with anything, not just in tarot, but like in life. So let's see the energy that you're dealing with, Sagittarius. For the Sagittarius Collective, please. Show me the energy that Sagittarius is dealing with. And I just dropped a card. Go ahead and get this guy out. We got the Queen of Wands. We'll put her back in the deck. If she's meant to show up, she will. Queen of Wands fashion, of course. Quickly show me the energy that the Sagittarius Collective is dealing with in the 1st of February. Thank you. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but my dog is actually behind me snoring. It's not me making random noises, if you guys can hear it. So right away we have the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This could be definitely a work situation, something that you're wanting to team up with somebody with. And the energy that you're dealing with is the Two of Swords, which could speak to possibly not seeing eye to eye with somebody and like literally like halting all activity. Coming up, with like kind of a block where we see two paths possibly, and we don't know which one to choose, so we're not choosing either one. It could be that the energy is like asking you maybe to find a third way, find another way, like because the way that you've been going at this has not been quite working out the best way for you. But we shall see. Let's see. How are you showing up in that energy is the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords can be a very unforgiving energy. She sees what she sees when she sees it, how she sees it, and she doesn't mince words. She can also kind of sometimes be quite vicious with her words. Her words can cut. They cut to the truth, though, a lot of times, but like the delivery may not be quite as pleasant. So the way I'm seeing the Sagittarius is, this could be that you're having to incorporate, which is, kind of strange for Sagittarius to be incorporating this kind of energy, but it's almost like whatever this situation is with the Three of Pentacles here at the bottom, this teamwork, this collaboration with others, you're kind of having to show up with a very matter of fact. It's like, this is the way it is. This is the way it needs to go type of energy. And yeah, we'll have to clarify these some more to see exactly. So far, all we have is swords on the board, and that's speaking to a lot of intellectual effort, communication, things like that of the mental realm. The Queen of Swords, like I said, she's quite unforgiving because she has traversed the sword suit. She has, and if you know anything about tarot, the swords are definitely the most difficult suits in the tarot. So she is kind of a badass, and she is not going to take any crap from anybody. And yeah, that's what I'm picking up from that. Like, she knows her worth. She knows what she brings to the table, and she's not going to back down. She's not going to let people walk all over her. So the way that the universe is wanting you to show up is with a little bit more softness here. So we have the Queen of Cups showing up as the energy that the universe is wanting to show you up at, or wanting you to show up as. which speaks to like maybe being a little bit more open, maybe being a little bit more forgiving, maybe seeing things from a different perspective, more heart-led rather than mentally led. But we'll look into that again. We'll look into that some more further. So the whole reason why you're going through this is there's a Six of Cups energy here that is the lesson that we're learning. Let's say Six of Cups can speak to the past, like past relationships, memories. It could definitely speak to a soul bond, somebody that you feel very connected to, someone you feel very almost like attached to, even, not just in this life, but even stemming from past lives, parallel lives, things like that. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to do a little bit of clarifying of these cards, see if we can make some sense of this spread. For Sagittarius, please. Please show me this Two of Swords, the energy that Sagittarius is dealing with in the month of February. Some kind of blockage, some kind of impasse, stalemate, possibly in a work situation. Please show me the Two of Swords. Give it one more shuffle. Overall, like the energy isn't bad. I'm not seeing anything that's, anything that a Sagittarius can't handle. That's for sure. So we have the King of Swords showing up at the bottom of the deck. So right away we have the King and Queen of Swords, which could speak to definitely a relationship. A lot of times the King and Queen of Swords, they don't always see eye to eye though. They're not the most loving and, loving and cuddly type of couple, not in my book at least. But let's see, what is the Two of Swords telling us? We have the Six of Swords. We have a lot of swords here on the board. So this is definitely a lot of mental activity. We have the Six of Swords, the Magician, and the Ace of Pentacles clarifying the Two of Swords. So it looks like one of the decisions that you're having to make is whether to stay in this or to go ahead and move on. Like, is there any more that you can learn from the situation? Is there any opportunity that would be prosperous to you? Or should you just go on your own with the Magician and create your own opportunities? I feel like you're steering more in that direction. Like, to like kind of bust up this stalemate energy, this non-activity, this stagnant, going nowhere, not being able to see eye to eye with another person. You're kind of like in this energy of, thinking of like, you know, not just thinking, but actually steering more towards just kind of cutting your losses and, taking your own knowledge and abilities and creating the opportunity for yourself that you know that you deserve, which I feel like a lot of us are doing right now because, even if you look at the astrology, like there's a lot of endings and new beginnings happening, and we have like a window of opportunity that's opening up to us right now. And to stay stuck in old stagnant ways is just not going to serve us in the future with the future energies that are also on the horizon. So let's go ahead and see. You're showing up as the Queen of Swords. So why is that? Why is Sagittarius showing up as the Queen of Swords? Perhaps you are in the process of cutting this off, moving in a new direction, a new, more prosperous direction for yourself, manifesting for yourself, maybe creating your own business. And you're probably most likely in doing that, you're having to cut some people off with that Queen of Swords and just kind of like turn your back, like just turn kind of cold to people who they're just kind of blowing smoke up your ass. They're not really serious about, going forward in a positive direction uh, in general or with you specifically. That's what I'm picking up with that. Like the Queen of Swords, she's not going to just sit back and let people walk on her. or use her. She's been there, done that, and she knows it doesn't work out for her. So she is definitely not beyond just cutting people off and like totally turning a cold shoulder in their direction and completely detaching. And that's kind of what I see here for you, Sagittarius. But we are going to clarify the Queen of Swords, please. Thank you. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. I don't know if you can see that. It's a beautiful image. A girl walking forward with a white tiger in the background. I really, really love this card, but their print is kind of dark, um, but it's an overall beautiful card. So the Chariot is about moving forward in one direction. Like the Chariot does not go backwards. The Chariot only goes forward. It's also important to remember that chariots were originally built and invented, as vehicles of war. So that's definitely what I kind of picking up here is that you are ready to move forward in a direction, like any direction as long as it's forward and it benefits you. Like you're tired of being stuck and stagnant and feeling at a stalemate, feeling blocked and not able to make a decision that is best for you. And then people actually like can take advantage of that. Like if you're just in the stalemate type energy, not going anywhere, not moving, they can just kind of either pass you or use your own energy against you in some type of way. So I definitely want to see you move, or definitely I want to see that for you, but I also see you wanting it for yourself, to move out of that stagnant energy and do something that actually benefits you. Clarifying the Queen of Swords, we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, definitely something here has possibly put you in like a bad spot, Sagittarius. We have the Page of Swords, and it's probably been for quite a long time. You're just now figuring that out. And again, we have the Six of Swords. We have a lot. I'm going to say it again. We have a lot of swords energy here. I'm not quite used to seeing all that swords energy. It just tells me that you're really using your mind. Sagittarius has a really brilliant mind. They are very faith oriented, quite intuitive as well. So here with the Five of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Six of Swords, like, clarifying the Queen of Swords, like to stay in the past, to not change something that it's just going to get worse. Like you're coming from this state of like feeling left out of the cold of like literal poverty, spiritual poverty, physical poverty, possibly, crippling type situations, whether that's in a physical level, maybe even just a mental level. You're really wanting, you're seeing that, and you're seeing what has kept you in that position as well. And it could be ties to some kind of past relationship here that you feel a very, very strong connection to, but at the same time, you see it depleting you and draining you of your energy. You see that with the Page of Swords, and you're ready to move away from it. And you're willing and able, because not everybody can wield the Queen of Swords. Not everybody can use that type of energy, but you are showing up beautifully in that energy of being able to state exactly what it is that you require in your life to move forward in the most beneficial way. You are interested in, you're not being easily swayed anymore. You can't be schmoozed over, with sweet words and kind gestures. And like you want to see actual tangible results. And sometimes it takes us taking the matters into our own hands for doing that. There's a saying that, in order for one to be, in order to make a difference, one must be different. And that's definitely the energy that I see you showing up here, is you're ready to do something different than what you've been previously doing, because it's ended you up in some kind of block, some kind of stalemate energy where you feel like you can't move forward at all. So let's see, how is the universe is wanting you to show up with the Queen of Cups? I mean, not Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, excuse me. Please show me that Page of Cups. I don't know. I keep wanting to call you the Queen. Maybe you are, maybe you are showing up in some kind of Queen of Cups energy. That would be Cancer energy. Maybe this is speaking to a cross watcher as well. I don't really see a lot of Cancer energy here, and other than that Chariot is definitely Cancer. Um, Page of Cups, please. Show me the Page of Cups. Thank you. So at the bottom of the deck, clarifying the Page of Cups, we have the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is usually a pretty difficult energy. It speaks to, again, like regrets from the past, perhaps missing a past person. We feel like we've lost something, we've had to say goodbye to something. Um, so, this could be like, with the Page of Cups, Five of Cups, this is a very, very soft, gentle, innocent type of missing somebody, perhaps. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So definitely feel like this is dealing with a relationship, uh, perhaps even like a work relationship, like a love work relationship. Perhaps you went into business with your significant other, or boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, something like that. And there's some kind of sadness here that's showing up. Obviously, like if somebody has been trying to block you from showing up in the relationship like you want to, that could definitely create a lot of sadness. But with the Knight of Pentacles there as well, this is also speaking to like coming up with a plan, like somebody that is very deliberate, slow to act, but once set in motion, they're like, you cannot steer them away from that particular plan that they have devised. And they have every chance also of reaching their goals, which is, then we have the Two of Cups here and the Knight of Swords, which is like the fastest knight of the deck. So you have right here, like you have the slowest knight of the deck, you have the fastest knight of the deck, and in between them is a Two of Cups. So it's almost like, you know, and with that Five of Cups energy, it's like something has stopped. So there's something in the past that we're wishing to reignite. Maybe we're trying to develop a plan to correct this relationship, but we want to move it forward as well as fast as we can. But at the same time, I'm seeing a lot of pain here, a lot of stagnant, a lot of inability to move forward in the past too. And the universe is probably like also like the other way that I could see this as well, because this is what the universe is wanting you to do. Like the Knight of Swords, which is going along with the rest of the swords energy that is here. Like, yeah, this was slow and stagnant. This relationship with the Knight of Swords is wanting to move away from that and branch off on his own. Look for, new opportunities, new love. Definitely can see that happening here with the rest of this spread. So that could be, excuse me, could definitely be something that you're interested in doing, is saying goodbye to the past and developing a way to go towards new love, like letting this other energy, like cutting that out of your life and learning to reopen your heart with that Page of Cups, developing a nice steady progress towards a new relationship, moving that forward with the with the Knight of Swords. But there's also this energy of the lesson learned here. Like, what is the lesson learned? And we have the Six of Cups, which speaks to a soul bond. It speaks to the past as well. So let's go ahead and see, before I say anything else about that, let's go ahead and see, why is the Six of Cups the lesson? Speaks to a soul bond, memories, nostalgia, past lives. I particularly like the Six of Cups. It also speaks to children as well. But I particularly like this Six of Cups from the Dungeons and Dragons deck. As you can see, it's a little boy sitting there reading a book, and he's got all of these images and stuff being, ignited in his all this his imagination. If you can see that there, it's pretty neat. So it could be that the reason for all this to be happening right now in your life is for you to learn to use your own imagination and kind of create your own world, create a new reality for yourself, be more specific about what you actually want. Like, if you're looking for a partner in love that you can actually like have a business with as well, like you want to be really, really specific about that, like that they will actually support your journey, that they will support you and your own efforts as well as being seen and being recognized too, rather than like having a partner that's going to put you in this empath energy, this Two of Swords energy, which could be because like they're jealous of your gifts or something like that. You want to be really specific. Don't just be looking for, I guess what I'm saying, like don't just be looking for outside appearances as only, how they treat you and how they show up in the world is really, really important too. Like, are they confident enough in yourself to actually handle a Sagittarius energy, which is like ambitious and loud and open and anything goes, go big or stay home. And a lot of people can't quite handle that, right? So you want to definitely, like, if you are creating a new reality for yourself, a new relationship, you want to put in there that they support you in your business. They like if you are doing, um, I don't know, modeling or something online, maybe social. I'm not really seeing those types of cards, but if you have some kind of social media, like they're the ones that are cheering you on and like maybe even holding the camera for you and things like that. They support you. They want to see you do well rather than putting you in some type of competition type energy where you feel like you have to compete with them when you're supposed to be in a connection with them. You're supposed to be working together. Get it? So let's go ahead and see the Six of Cups. Like, what are we dealing with here with the Six of Cups? And I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck to clarify the Six of Cups. Please show me Spirit. Show me the Six of Cups, the lesson learned here. Thank you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords again. So you're definitely wanting to move away from this competition, this blockage type energy. Specifically dealing, I feel like this is specifically dealing with one other person. Although I have multiple people here on the board here. I mean, we have Gemini energy, we have Virgo energy, we have Libra energy. I mean, we have like all the energies. We have I'm not seeing it like a repetitive type. We have Aquarius energy. Yeah, it looks like, very highly possibly dealing with an air sign for sure. But definitely, I see you wanting to move away from feeling blocked, from feeling like you can't see the way forward, from feeling like you can't make a decision and you're stuck making no decision at all. I definitely feel that that's what you're trying to move away from here, and that is the lesson of why you've had to go through this past experience. With that Five of Cups could have been, and the Five of Pentacles, this could have been really, really quite devastating, and I'm not meaning to make light of it. The fives can be very, very disruptive energies. So clarifying the Six of Cups, We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, I definitely see somebody here that is sick of being blocked, sick of being in types of situations where they feel like they have to compete. I definitely feel like you're ready to move towards your destiny with the Wheel of Fortune. You know that your fortune is changing, possibly with the certain astrology aspects that I mentioned earlier. You know that there's a window opening of opportunity opening up here with you with this Wheel of Fortune. This is also Sagittarius energy. The Wheel of Fortune represents Jupiter, which is, risk, gambling, luck, things like that. So you're ready to go ahead and branch out because you're ready to go from the six to the nine. The six would be shared energy, equal balances. And you've obviously not been able to get that here with this other relationship or this other situation, whatever it is you've been dealing with. And so you're ready to break those off, cut those off with the Queen of Swords, and move into your Nine of Pentacles era, your Nine of Pentacles energy, which is cultivating your own independence, your own wealth. Because honestly, like you don't want to just be um, sitting and hoping and wishing that somebody else who's in Nine of Pentacles energy comes along and picks you up and is like your savior or something, because that's just a fairy tale. It never happens. You really want to be in your own Nine of Pentacles energy, and then that person that comes into your life, they are displaying that Nine of Pentacles energy as well. They single, happy, totally independent, can self-sustain, not only physically but also mentally, spiritually, all of the most important ways. I feel like that's what you're looking for. So you know that you need to break away from whatever this past energy is so that you can actually create the life of your dreams. And that's going to come from within you first, with you breaking away and becoming self-sufficient, solid, internally, externally, so that you actually don't get caught off guard or don't get put in this position where somebody can put you on the back burner or somebody can block you because they're jealous of you or because they don't want you to outshine them, as many Sagittarians tend to do. And if you're a cross watcher, I'm sorry, but like that is true. Like Sagittarius energy is very, very shining and vibrant and optimistic. And a lot of people, like I said, they can't handle that. Things tend to go for Sagittarius as well, um, because they are so optimistic. They can achieve very positive type results as long as they don't go too far with it, because there's also the opposite end of that. Nothing, we don't want anything in excess. We don't want anything in exaggeration. Sagittarian energy also deals with like the truth and the lies, things like that, religion, stuff like that. I'm really not picking up that up though with this reading. Um, but it definitely could go the other way. Like if you're a cross watcher or dealing with the Sagittarius, you may be tired of feeling blocked, because they keep outshining you or in some type of way, you know. Um, Definitely seeing some single energy here though, for sure. Like somebody who is looking forward to being single, looking forward to going after their own opportunities and manifesting their own hopes and dreams. We're going to go ahead and get a little bit of advice and then close this reading out. So please give me some advice for Sagittarius. Please give me some advice for Sagittarius and Sagittarius Crosswatcher. The reading could be for anybody, honestly. It is a general reading, so some of you may be cross watchers that I'm speaking to. Some of you may be Sagittarius suns. Some of you may just have a Sagittarius North Node. Anywhere that Sagittarius is prominent in your chart or a part of your chart that you're wanting to develop that maybe is ruled by Sagittarius. Let's just get some advice, please. I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So we have the King of Swords again for the second time, showing up at the bottom of the deck. So the King of Swords energy, again, like he's mastered the sword suit. He's even mastered it more so than the Queen has. Where the Queen may kind of sometimes lash out with her communication, the King of Swords is going to make that judgment call, and his words are final. He thinks carefully about his words, and that's why there's no going back on that. He's very meticulous about what he says, and that's why what he says is the final word. So that's nice energy to be stepping into. And then here you are showing up, Sagittarius energy, as the Temperance. So we definitely need to heal over this. So do be mindful of keeping your heart open and staying open to creating some healing here. We have the Sun, it's beautiful energy, Temperance, the Sun, and the Two of Wands. So making that final decision, King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is beautiful for you, Sagittarius or Sagittarius crosswatcher. I really see you healing over this. You're able to maybe not make, it's really, yeah, you could be like kind of making sense of why it happened, like seeing the lesson for what it is, and then choosing to move forward in a different type of energy with more awareness, because that's why we have to go through these lessons in life, right? Is to learn the lessons so that we can move forward, so that we evolve, so that we ascend. But I see you definitely doing that with the Temperance, the Sun, your actual happiness, and then here's where you're going for it with that Two of Wands, making the decision, taking the risk that Sagittarius is so well known for, and jumping out there into the world, sharing your gifts with the world, and having them, come back to you like very fruitful and very, very, just bringing you a whole lot of happiness. Here is what I see. But first, you have to kind of clear out all this other stuff, make a few possibly tough judgment calls, by cutting off the past, whatever it is that's trying to hold you back. It's really important that you cut that out right now. And you may have to turn your back on it. You may have to be cold for now, but you're doing what's best for you. And, the person ultimately that you're having to cut off, they will either rise to meet you, or they will just, fade away and just kind of continue to do the same things that they've been doing. But let's go ahead and hope that you have been like an example, like you are leading by example, and maybe encouraging them to maybe look at themselves and see where they've not been very fair. I'm not seeing much fairness here with this type of past energy, this past relationship, whatever that may be, the situation. So I'm definitely seeing you cut ties and moving forward, doing your own thing, and I really love that for you, Sagittarius. So I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. I hope that this reading has helped you, and I look forward to reading for you again. So until next time, take care and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.